26-year-old André Rebelo had what others only dreamed of: a spacious house, an expensive car, world travels, and a relationship with beautiful model Gracie. Their life seemed perfect from the outside, however few knew that behind this handsome young man's smile lay a terrible secret. The Rebelo family lived in the large city of Perth, Australia. On May 25, 2020, tragedy struck their lives. André's mother, Colin Rebelo, died. Colin left behind 4 adult children, daughter Monica and 3 sons, Julian, André, and Fabian. The older sons, Julian and André, had already moved away from their mother, while daughter Monica and youngest son Fabian still lived with her. On that fateful day of May 25, 2020, Monica and Fabian were at work. Fabian worked at a supermarket. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, his shift ended. He waited for his mother to pick him up and drive him home. When Colin didn't appear at the supermarket at the appointed time, Fabian realized something was wrong. He called his mother's phone several times, but no one answered. The young man walked home. When Fabian entered the house, he immediately heard that the shower was running in the bathroom. The bathroom door was closed. The young man knocked on the door, called out to his mother, and asked if everything was all right. There was no response. After a couple of minutes, Fabian opened the bathroom door and saw something terrible. His mother was lying unconscious on the floor. Fabian immediately called an ambulance. While waiting for the ambulance, the son tried to resuscitate his mother. He performed artificial respiration and chest compressions as best he could. All of this proved futile. The woman was already dead. The arriving medics could not help Colin. 58-year-old Colin Rebelo was a wonderful and caring mother. The Rebelo family once had a mining business, but when Colin divorced her husband, she was left without work. The woman raised her children alone and started working in a cafe. When her sons grew up, at 51, Colin earned her bachelor's degree, and then enrolled in university to continue her studies in healthcare management, policy, and leadership. 2 weeks before her death, the woman started a new job in the health department. Colin was happy and proud of herself. Her career was finally taking off. The woman was attentive to her health. She suffered from Hashimoto's disease, an autoimmune thyroiditis, and chronic inflammation of the thyroid gland. It was known that she also had heart problems. In her free time, Colin did fitness. She also paid much attention to her daughter and sons. Her youngest Fabian was 19. And as mentioned earlier, he worked in a supermarket. Little is known about the eldest son, Julian. He had long since moved away from his mother and lived in another city. The only daughter, Monica, physically resembled the eldest Julian. In 2020, the girl was studying to become a paramedic. On the morning of May 25th, Monica communicated with her mother. Colin looked healthy and didn't complain about anything. Middle son André lived with his girlfriend Gracie just a couple of kilometers from his mother's house. André and Gracie were a known couple on the internet. They met back in 2015 through mutual friends. 5 years later, the couple had a son named Romeo. André and Gracie weren't officially married. Gracie was a model and blogger. She maintained social media pages, published photos, videos, promotional posts, and earned money from this. Rebelo dealt in cryptocurrency, considered himself a guru. He claimed he could predict market volatility and earn 6-figure sums from it. But in reality, André's financial situation left much to be desired. The guy constantly lost money rather than earned it. Obviously, Gracie was the main breadwinner in the family. André helped her a little with managing the pages. Given that the couple shared their life on the internet, it's easy to imagine what kind of luxurious life they led. In a home video filmed in April 2020, you can see a large fireplace, huge sofas, luxurious furniture. Gracie published food videos and travel vlogs on her page. She was the main star of her blog. Their son Romeo was second in prominence, while André only occasionally appeared on camera. Colin was understandably concerned about André's business. She didn't consider his internet work serious. Colin said it was all temporary, popularity would fade, and what would happen then? The woman insisted that her son shouldn't spend all his money on luxury items, cars, and travel. From the outside, it seemed that André and Gracie had everything. A spacious house, white Range Rover Evoque, many expensive things, trips abroad. It seemed they had a perfect life, but reality was completely different. For example, they took the car on credit, which they paid off each month with great difficulty. The couple didn't own the house, they had no real estate, no assets. Their financial situation was very shaky. Compared to André, Gracie had a more stable position. If needed, she could earn more. André, however, worked at a loss. His cryptocurrency business brought no profit. By May 2020, the couple had accumulated a debt of more than 120,000 Australian dollars. That's approximately 75,000 US dollars. And in the same month, André's mother suddenly died. That day, May 25th, began with joyful anticipation. André and Gracie planned to spend time with the model's cousin, who had come to visit them from another city. They planned to have lunch together, and Gracie was looking forward to it. However, things didn't go according to plan. Around 10 in the morning, André suddenly disappeared from home. He didn't say anything to anyone, just vanished. At first, Gracie was confused, but then decided that maybe André had stepped out briefly and would soon return. Minutes turned into hours. The girl's worry grew. Gracie sent André several messages, but there was no response. From approximately 11:10 to 11:25, Gracie made 12 calls to André, but no one answered the phone. Gracie got angry. She started sending messages to the man. Here's their text. Answer the call. Where are you? Don't you have a phone? What's wrong with you? Answer, damn it, I'm furious. I'm so angry at you. Several hours passed. Gracie was furious. She simply couldn't understand why André had disappeared and left her alone with her cousin. Suddenly at 2 in the afternoon, André returned and, as if nothing had happened, asked the girls where they wanted to go for lunch. Before heading to the cafe, André sent messages to his mother to find out if she could watch their son today or tomorrow. André wrote to Colin that he had things to do and couldn't watch Romeo. Mom didn't respond to her son's messages, because at that moment the woman was already dead. André Rebelo was found in her own home. Her death was sudden and unexpected. Colin's sons and daughter were shocked by the news of their mother's death, but no one thought that it might not have happened from natural causes. Doctors knew that the woman had heart problems and death could have been caused by arrhythmia or even brain aneurysm. Additionally, Colin suffered from autoimmune thyroiditis. Police officers inspecting Colin's house found nothing suspicious. All items were in their places. Nothing was missing. All windows and doors in the house were locked. No outsiders had entered. As for the autopsy results, the cause of André Rebelo's death was never established. Not a single injury was found on her body. All her sons and daughter ruled out the possibility that their mother could have done something bad to herself. The woman had recently received her master's degree and started a new job. She was very happy and showed no signs of depression. Everyone believed that Colin died due to health problems. After the woman's death, her eldest son Julian decided to stay in his native Perth for a couple of months. It was Julian who began to notice that something was wrong with his brother André. He started behaving strangely. When Julian was reviewing his mother's documents, he noticed that her driver's license had disappeared somewhere. Julian asked his brothers and sister about this, to which André admitted that he had taken the license from their mother. Then André took the initiative to settle Colin's financial affairs. All this was not like André at all, and after some time, Julian learned that their mother had several life insurance policies. None of the other relatives knew that 2 weeks before Colin's death, André had taken out not 1, not 2, but 3 life insurance policies on his mother. It seemed there was nothing wrong with this. What was strange was that he took out policies not on himself, his girlfriend, child, brothers, or sister, but only on his mother. The total amount of these life insurance policies exceeded $1 million. After his mother's death, André arranged for all of Colin's mail to come to his address, although Monica and Fabian continued to live in their mother's house. Also, André was the first person the coroner contacted by phone. It seemed that the man was always one step ahead and kept everything under control. Soon, Monica received a call from Colin's former psychologist, asking why forged documents had been submitted to the insurance company in her name. Monica definitely hadn't sent these papers. When the insurance companies themselves began to examine the documents in detail, they noticed errors and inconsistencies and immediately suspected fraud. One of the insurance companies contacted Western Australia Police, and officers began an investigation. 5 months after André Rebelo's death, all her children were called in for questioning. Meanwhile, police obtained a warrant to search Colin's house, as well as the house where André and Gracie lived. By evening of the same day, police arrested André on fraud charges. Investigators discovered that after his mother's death, the man had forged medical certificates, wills, and even the coroner's report. André had made himself the sole heir to all his mother's property. His brothers and sister would not have received anything. Julian, Monica, and Fabian, upon learning this news, realized that André had effectively erased them from his life. And then all three wondered if André had killed their mother. After these terrible accusations, André was released on bail while detectives gathered evidence. The man hoped that investigators would not be able to prove his guilt. A few words about Gracie. The model was not involved in the fraud and had nothing to do with this case. Detectives installed listening devices and hidden cameras in the couple's house. From October to December 2020, investigators eavesdropped on conversations between André and Gracie. The man admitted many times to forging documents. Gracie knew nothing. The girl said to André, "What have you done? Because of you, we're in deep shit. Why did you do this? It's so stupid of you." Gracie also expressed her fear that she would become a single mother. And to the question, "So what are you going to do next?" "Run," André answered. "I didn't think this would happen. I won't go to jail. I'll get my money and then leave the country." While the investigation was ongoing, André continued to live his usual lifestyle in freedom. He lived in a luxurious house with Gracie and their son. The family, as usual, made videos and published happy photos. After 2 years, the fairy tale ended. In November 2022, after a thorough investigation conducted by detectives, André Rebelo was officially arrested and charged with murdering his mother. André and Gracie led a glamorous lifestyle on social media. They received money from advertising contracts and sponsorships, and also used credit cards. Gracie earned money herself, while André lied to her about his cryptocurrency business. He lied that he earned a lot of money, but these funds were frozen and would only become available in the future. In reality, André had nothing except huge credit card debts. He lied to Gracie about his income, continued to maintain a luxurious lifestyle. Being in a relationship with a popular model, André felt he had to prove his worth to her. That's why he took out several life insurance policies on his mother, made himself the sole heir, and then coldly killed Colin. And if he had managed to pull off this terrible scheme, he could have presented part of the money as earnings from cryptocurrency, thereby confirming that he was a successful businessman. Unfortunately, much time had passed since Colin's death when police began investigating the murder case. Officers could not find any surveillance camera footage in the area. But very detailed records were found about how André contacted several insurance companies after his mother's death. Every time an insurance company denied André payment, he found a way around it, usually through forged documents. He essentially incriminated himself at every step. André forged the will, medical certificates, coroner's report. But that's not all. It was discovered that André used artificial intelligence to create a fake voice message from Colin's psychologist. Also, André told the court that his mother was very worried about turning 60 soon and therefore wanted to take out insurance so that her children and grandchildren would have finances. One of the detectives told the court that while examining André's laptop, he discovered that all his internet activity from December 2019 to July 2020 had been deleted. But André didn't delete his Google search queries, including searches about causes, aneurysm, documents, and investigations. Digital analysis also showed that André's phone was connected to cell towers near his mother's house at the time she presumably died. This indicates that at the moment of the woman's death, André was somewhere nearby. Moreover, witnesses were found who saw a white SUV parked near Colin's house around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. On May 25th, Colin drove her youngest son to work at 10 in the morning and then immediately went home. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, she never left the house. This meant that the woman died in the time period between 10 and 2 o'clock. There is much evidence and signs that André was near his mother during this time. Gracie's testimony also confirmed that André's phone was several times within range of the nearest cell towers. His SUV was seen near Colin's house. Particularly suspicious was the fact that the woman died a couple of weeks after André took out 3 life insurance policies. The prosecution argued that André arranged everything so that Colin's death would look as natural as possible. He acted very carefully but still made several mistakes. In the photographs taken by police immediately after finding Colin, the woman was seen lying near the shower. She had makeup on her face, jewelry on her neck, a gold watch on her wrist, and she was fully dressed. Colin hadn't let her hair down, and the mat she usually put in the bathtub was on the floor. Everything looked unnatural. It didn't seem like the woman had decided to take a shower in such a state. According to her daughter, Mom always removed her jewelry and watch in her room, pinned up her hair, and only then went to the bathroom to turn on the shower. At trial, André denied his guilt in his mother's murder. However, he admitted that he took out 3 insurance policies in Colin Rebelo's name and then forged documents to receive payments. André's lawyers suggested various causes of death, including cardiac arrhythmia or even brain aneurysm. However, the coroner's inability to establish an exact cause of death complicated the case, and it came to depend on circumstantial evidence. In December 2024, the jury reached a unanimous verdict. André Rebelo was officially found guilty of murdering his mother. His father, Antonio, present at the trial, was visibly saddened by this news. He reacted more strongly than André, who showed almost no emotion. André's sentence will only be known in April 2025, as the man did not admit guilt. He faces a life sentence without the possibility of parole. It is known that after André's arrest, the media spoke very unfavorably about Gracie. It was hard for her to go through this period, as she too became a victim of deception. Gracie still maintains popular social media pages. She has found a new man, with whom they are raising Romeo together. Thank you for your attention. Please rate this video, and as always, I await your thoughts in the comments.